All right. Hello. This is Doug, and I am now going to walk us through my little webquest. Um, so here's the welcome page with a very brief description, which I'll read as if I were doing a PowerPoint the wrong way. I'll try not to do that for the rest of it. Students will learn about investigative video journalism through internet research and by analyzing examples online. They will choose and research their own topics of local importance, and they will develop a plan for their own video productions in teams of 3. So, and the image that I used, and it was fairly random Creative Commons license images of electronic news gathering. So, to the introduction. You, dear student, are now a news producer. I'm just going to keep reading. You are going to produce many news reports this year, big and small. Because of your close connection to the Salem High News, most of your work will be seen by the entire school community and even beyond to the whole city of Salem. How can you be sure that your news stories and reports will be clear, smart, and well produced? The best way is to learn from experience. And the best way to learn from experience, before you have much experience of your own, is to learn from someone else's experience. In this webquest, you will take a critical first step toward producing your own top-notch content by carefully watching and analyzing other student-produced news reports from around the country. So, introducing them to the idea that the first thing you need to do in order to learn how to make good news reports is to watch some other ones and analyze them. So, leading us to the task, which is to watch 3 of the video news reports from the PBS NewsHour student reporting labs. So this is a site that I found while I was looking for good examples of student-produced news reports. And I think I may be getting more involved with this program from PBS than just having students watch productions that are hosted there. And we'll look at some of that video in a minute here, or look at the site. I'll copy that. As you watch, consider these reports in terms of the content, A, and the technical side, B. So here's my link. I could have just clicked on this. I asked them to think about, as they watch this, what is the content? And then these other questions that follow over here. And about the technical side, how strong are the production values? And so this is drawing in all kinds of other learning that we've been doing using my flipped lesson and assignments around that. So let's take a quick look at the student reporting labs. I'll open it in a new tab. And so they have a little introduction, classrooms, after-school programs, and clubs around the country producing original, inspiring reports about how national and global issues affect local communities. And then there's a long list of the labs that various schools around the country have done. And I applied using this link here. And I've heard back from them. I'm going to speak to someone this afternoon. And I'm probably going to put this into practice at Salem High School as well, which just means that we're going to start by analyzing other kids' work and then do some of our own that hopefully will get used on that same site. Okay, so the first, this task is just to kind of, with an open mind and a little bit of a critical eye, watch some of these other projects. Then I give them more specific stuff to do. After watching and assessing the 3 news reports that you chose, do the following. Watch a few more times, and then start a Google Doc with a review for each one of those 3 news reports. And the news reports tend to be 3 to 5 minutes. Some are a little bit longer, which is just about right. So describe the sort of write down your analysis of the video that you watched in terms of content and production techniques and what it is. Short essay on each one, probably 4 paragraphs. And then get into your own story and start brainstorming and the pre-production for your own news story. Choose a topic of your own from this list of suggested topics, and there's an attachment, or come up with your own. That would need to be cleared by me. Where is my list of topics? I think it comes up later. We'll find it. Use the internet to research. This is individual work. It says you're going to be working with other people, but for now, do your own research on a story that you want to do. Go to the IMC. Use online databases. Don't just use Google. Write a 200-word preliminary research report that you'll share with your peers. What is the essential question of the news report? What larger national issues are reflected? Name 2 or more people that you would seek to interview for your report and say why. And then working together with your 3-person, maybe 2, maybe 4 people news team, choose one of the stories that you came up with among your group. Start with that person's preliminary research report. Share one Google Doc and collaborate and communicate with each other as you map out some of the main parts of this news report that you're going to do as a group. Writing down questions for the interviews, developing a list of B-roll shots, B-roll being kind of other video that illustrates the story that doesn't have like talking heads or interviews in it. Locations, schedule, and the tasks among the team. So really get the legwork done that you need and the thinking done that you need to launch into the actual production, which is the shooting of this project. Gets into the evaluation. And it says 1/3 of your grade comes from part 1, the individual work you did in analyzing other people's work. 1/3 comes from part 2, the individual work you do in applying your insights to your preliminary research report. And then 1/3 comes from part 3, the production plan as laid out in that last slide or page. And then there are some rubrics. So I need to go back to that other page and attach the possible topics. I'll probably attach that to the submission of this onto Blackboard as well, just as a way for people to see it. Think about your writing as you're writing, and then here are the rubrics for the different steps. So here's one. I'll just show you one. The individual work on a scale of 1 to 100, 10, if you got 10s all the way, you get 40 out of 100. Basically, little to nothing, barely enough. And this is mostly grading people on their writing or assessing them on their writing, the content, the mechanics, how well they seem to be working, and whether they finished on time or finished at all. All right. So there's my three rubrics, and finally there's some sort of conclusion here. reminding people that this is just the preliminary work to a longer project, which is the actual production of a video. These steps have prepared you to produce a broadcast quality news report. The next steps are in some ways the fun ones. You communicate with your subjects, you go into the field, you gather footage. By now you should understand that pre-production, the focus of this lesson, is a critical step in any video production project. In fact, it is the critical step. So a little bit of a pep talk. You've done the hard work. Let's go do the rest. Not sure what I did for the teacher page. So a little bit of a background for folks. The timeline, about 6 weeks for the whole project. I think this preliminary stuff will take about a week. Some of the larger goals involved: help students feel connected to current events, gain confidence in their ability to interpret and communicate complex ideas. There's the link again, and the mention that I applied for acceptance into the program. Then there's all this random stuff back here that we don't really need to see. So, hope you enjoyed it, and I would appreciate any feedback. Thanks.